Good whatever the time of the day it is you happen to be listening. This is the P&A Podcast Express. Adam Filkins here along with Phil Nickel.
Nipple.
I almost said Phil Nipple.
Phil Nipple.
That would have been amazing.
Phil Nipple asshole.
I will. You are now
podcastexpress@gmail.com.
Yes, you are now Phil Nipple. Phil Nipple the asshole at gmail.com.
Pineapple nipple arsehole@gmail.com.
That is correct. Arsehole, A-R-S-E hole.
This is a P&A Podcast Express quick trip. This is our Thursday night edition.
Yes.
Episode 7244661133443366972142 repeating.
Yes. To infinity.
And beyond.
Yes.
We're here at the Silver Tavern, and it is still Monday, but it's Thursday. Oh, wait. No, it's not. It's Thursday. It's Thursday night.
Thursday in whatever land you're listening in.
It's Thursday. And we are
at our
we are alive.
undisclosed location in Deckerville at the Silver Tavern. But you have no idea where we're sitting in the Silver Tavern.
That's right. I mean, it's such a largesse place, you could not even comprehend where we are at.
Well, I'll give people a hint. We're not in a corner.
Nobody puts us in a corner.
No. Hell no.
Unlike my boss who put me in the corner. Wah, wah.
Oh, yeah, you got put in a corner.
By now, I've probably gone insane since it's Thursday.
Do you want me to go in and dress kind of like Patrick Swayze and be like, nobody puts Phil in a corner?
Yes, please. If you do that, I would appreciate that so much.
I will be there tomorrow,
Nobody...
which is Friday.
Yes, on Friday. It's a good way to wrap up the week. Excuse me.
Or start the week off, whatever it is we're doing here today.
So we've gotten all kinds of great feedback about the Bovosphere.
Yes. At this point, I feel that our Bovosphere awareness...
We're up to 3.5 emails.
Yeah, is up. It's at an all-time peak. Seeing as how there was no awareness before Tuesday, now we're at an all-time peak for awareness, and I feel pretty good about the movement.
I mean, people talk about the Bovosphere, shitting in trash cans, episode 2, spam, unfrosted Pop-Tarts, and the way we eat Kit Kats. And that's the number one thing people talk about right now as far as emails. I'm sure we've had more interesting things to say than that. We're actually over 20-plus hours of podcast time now out there for everybody,
very well over.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's bordering on insanity.
Yeah.
And, I feel that we did great work with the Bovosphere. Now what I would like to do, in bringing that to light in the problem that it causes, especially for Ohio and Denver. But what I would like to do now is, while we've brought that to light, I would like to squash the idea of hard seltzers.
Oh, okay.
Not every
Go on.
damn brand of anything needs a hard seltzer.
Tell me more.
It's getting ridiculous. I mean, who drinks these?
It really grinds my gears, especially because, as me bartending, these ladies will come in, and most of them are quite attractive, and they always want a specific flavor. So then I have to rifle through the variety packs back there looking for passion fruit pussy or whatever flavor it is.
And you're going past all of the
Nobody likes the lime or the tangerine.
Yeah,
or
the awful ones.
Mango mania. Or,
they want the raspberry, the razzleberry, whatever.
Razzleberry, and they want the black cherry.
And as a bartender,
are
you pretty confident that any guy that orders one is checking you out?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
Let's face it. You bartending, every guy's checking you out anyways.
Yeah, well, the one night I had one that he invented a thing called claw guns where we shotgunned White Claws.
Oh, boy.
And then he put the moves on me, and I'm like, I knew this was all for a reason.
Yeah.
We shotgunned 3 White Claws, and he's like, so what's your deal? And I'm like, I don't like that, man. Don't.
Yeah, don't go there. Can't we just shoot White Claws like
Can't
men?
we just have a good time and shoot White Claws like men and do claw guns like real men?
Yeah.
And so what's your deal? I'm like, oh.
This beard ain't just for show, buddy.
That's right. He's like, I'd like to take that beard for a test drive. I'm like, no, don't go there either. Don't go there either.
Oh, boy, that turned dark real fast. But, yeah, I don't know why. There was another brand of hard seltzer that I seen from an established beer company, and I'm like, why? There was no need.
There's Corona has come out with one. Budweiser or Bud Light has come out with one. Coors Light has one. 3 other brands have it. They're why not just stick with what you know how to do and do it, and just let White Claw have their shit. Let them have the market.
I mean, they have ruined
everything.
Alcohol
Life.
for a lot of people.
Life.
And, I had friends that they call them white clams, and they'd sit there and drink them at poker.
Yeah.
And I won't call them out by name because
But
you know
they probably wanted to put the moves on you too.
They're upstanding people in society.
I don't believe that for a moment. We don't hang out with anyone like that.
No, I mean it's a lie, but I like people to think that I hang out with upstanding people in society. But they got into these hard seltzers, and one night they're like, "You want to try one? We'll give you one of the good ones."
One of the good ones, quote.
And I'm like, they pay like $4 more a case to get the one that has the better flavors to it.
Right.
And
what a racket that is.
I'm like, sure, why not? I'll try one. What a racket of shit.
It's a cacophony of shit.
Let's take alcohol, which nobody likes the flavor of alcohol. I mean,
that's somewhat true, yeah.
I mean, if you were to drink
that's why we spruce it up in forms such as delicious beer.
If you were to put
Jameson whiskey.
If the only thing to drink was Everclear, it'd be a lot more but less alcoholic.
I just looked over and Roy Orbison was sitting beside me, and then he was gone. I think I might have a problem.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously Bovosphere sickness.
Because did you actually see me do it?
I did.
No, I looked over and Roy Orbison was sitting right there. He's happy to be part of the show, by the way.
Well, as he should be. I don't imagine he gets a lot of run anymore.
Not really. Kind of. Yeah.
So, I feel like his heyday was when he could be on Carson.
Yeah. But anyway, to get back to White Claws, yeah, they suck.
You take if there was only Everclear, there'd be more but less alcoholics.
It would be the hardcores.
It would weed out alcoholics.
It would. So think about that. So marketing has done that for us. But it's the same way with cigarettes. I mean, do you know that back in the day when cigarettes could advertise and tobacco products, that was the number one account for every single advertising firm in the United States was cigarettes.
Yeah.
Because cigarettes.
Yeah.
Cigarettes. Because they wanted to, I mean, it's such a large, profitable thing, even though they knew it was unhealthy, they'd have millions in budget. And that's why a lot of people started smoking, because it was deemed cool.
There was a billboard in Detroit when I was a kid, and I remember when you were traveling south on 75, you saw Joe Camel.
Yeah.
When you were traveling north on 75, you
saw the Marlboro Man?
A giant penis. Because it stuck above the other billboard. And so you saw a giant penis.
Well, most of our listeners probably see a giant penis every once in a while.
Well, I'm sure when they look at a lot of things.
Yeah.
Whatever I mean, we all have. I think I see.
It's a penis.
Becomes a penis to me. What was that, Tootsie Roll?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I sang. But,
you're fine.
But that was.
You're the only true musician
solid.
of the two of us, so.
Well, I'll take that as a thing that is.
Wait a second. If I had to classify that, I would classify that as is.
Yes.
I like that. I like that classification. Just is.
Yeah, it exists.
Yeah.
As a.
It's. I mean, it's not a solid. It's kind of like between a solid and a liquid is.
We normally do these quick trips after our regular show.
Right.
And you ever feel like we're just kind of warmed up once we get into this? It's just like everything that bothers us is out of our head.
Right.
And it's pure stupidity.
From chaos comes clarity.
Yes. And I feel very clear when we do these. I mean, they seem to go by way faster than like the first 15 minutes.
You know what I have a
or
problem with right now? Hard-boiled eggs. And I don't have a problem. I love hard-boiled eggs, but I kind of want one right now.
But not like a pickled egg like would normally be in a bar.
A pickled egg would be great. I would do a pickled egg, but deviled eggs are the best.
Oh, deviled eggs are fantastic, but they border. They're like a processed gourmet hard-boiled egg.
I really fart like a howitzer after I've had a couple of those, though.
Yeah. My wife makes phenomenal deviled eggs.
She would not want to hang out with me after I ate a few of them. I'm sure they're wonderful.
Yeah, they're good. You'd have to leave. But
you're like, Phil, now that you've eaten your 8 deviled eggs, please leave.
Hey, Phil, here's these deviled eggs to go.
That's right.
We don't need the container back.
Go to your girlfriend's house. Oh, wait, I don't have a girlfriend. Go to your mom's house.
Yeah, go visit your cat.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So the other night I was laying in bed, and I let one of the biggest ones I've let in a while as far as farts. And I look, and the cat just has this terrified look on its face, like it has no idea because it was right behind me. And it just said, and she was pissed at me for like 2 days.
Oh boy! So it wasn't like the
like
a Pepe Le Pew episode where it's like, Le Pew.
I love you, Le Pew. No, this was dropping a bomb on my cat, and literally I didn't know she was there. I was in the midst of sleep. It was a fart so dramatic it woke me up.
Wow. I mean, there had to be a certain amount of relief afterwards.
It was something. I didn't even know I had it in me.
Well, not until it was out.
And then the cat's angry. I probably should change my sheets, and the air quality was horrible.
Yeah, you had the bovosphere going on right in your bed.
I had my philosphere.
Yes. And, I would consider paint in that room.
Well, it went from a nice shade of blue to a brownish blue.
Yeah. That kind of a dirty water look. Dirty dishwater.
Better than boogers on the wall, I suppose.
Well, yeah.
Radioactive boogers.
At least you know where the philosphere came from.
Radioactive Boogers is actually a great name for a band.
It is. Or an album. I can see an album
So when we release our greatest hits, like PNA Podcast Express, greatest hits, which should be Radioactive Boogers should be the name of it.
Radioactive Boogerloo.
Boogerloo.
I like it.
Oh, that's poetic right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to happen. That's got to happen. That's got to come to fruition just because.
You know what? That was one of my jokes I told with stand-up. I'm like, I love it when bands release 2 albums and their third one's the greatest hits.
We've taken the best 12 songs out of our 18.
Buy it now.
Buy it now and you'll receive a hidden track that was on one of our other albums.
That's the 90s in a nutshell, though.
Yeah.
That's the 90s.
You remember how Tool used to fuck with everybody and put something in like an hour into the CD?
Like 69 minutes after the last song ends.
Yeah. And you'd look at it, you'd actually look at the CD and you could see that it was burnt more than other CDs. And you're like, what's going on with that?
They're fucking with us. It was just so
hell?
much dead air.
Yeah.
Or on one album, they did that too, where it skipped. It was 14 tracks and then it skipped. They had like however many till 69, like 4-second tracks.
Yeah.
So your CD player just goes ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk,
yeah.
ka-chunk. Like it's an 8th track, but ka-chunk.
And if you were like me and you had a booming system,
a
booming system, as we used to call them, every time it went to another track, it was like,
yep,
it would rattle the whole car. So it was just like every 4 seconds.
And Maynard James Keenan is like, you're welcome.
Yeah. That was for him and for nobody else.
Michigan product, by the way. I love A Perfect Circle. I love everything he's done. I love Tool. I love Pucifer too. It's all good shit. But Tool released more albums, man. I mean, what did they go, like 12 or 13 years? Anyway, that's a rant for a different time. We should talk about something else because I'm going to get emotional just like talking about the Bovosphere.
Yeah, it's a big, big deal to us. I'm a big Tool fan, too. Although I didn't care for this latest album.
I didn't either. I'm not gonna
I was
lie.
just like, it's just...
So-so.
Yeah. It was very...
It's kind of like 7 out of every 10 episodes of this podcast, just kind of like so-so.
I think they might have recorded it in Denver standing on stools.
Yeah, they were probably about... Their noses were right about 7.5 feet in the air.
Yeah, where it was heavily affected.
On a day when the barometer was up and the jet stream was down.
Yeah. The barometer was between 29.3 or 29 and or 30.29 and 30.33.
Yeah. And they couldn't get on a roller coaster, so they just recorded garbage.
I'm not sure there is a good roller coaster in Denver.
I don't know if there is or not. Man, could you imagine what an untapped market if you could have been like a very high roller coaster in the Mile High City and be like, you can get higher than any place else.
Yeah.
Just like
well, that's why they legalized marijuana.
Of course.
So that they could get higher.
But what if you could get high, then get higher than anyone else?
Now it's like the 1.1 mile city.
This is like marketing 101 right here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So if no one's done this yet, go ahead and feel free to use that idea, but please at least send me something.
The Mile Higher City. We would love to advertise your growing facility.
Yeah. Both your growing facility and your growing facility.
Yes.
So get high, be high, get higher.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. I kind of feel like we should just cut it off right there because it cannot get any better than that.
I think I chose the wrong profession.
You may have. Well, no, we can use these tools to bring your products to the ones of listeners that we have.
That's right. And, as always, for $5, we'll say your name on air, and for $5 more, I will read any combination. I will read 40 words that you send me, but not in the order you send me.
We're down to 40? It was 50. Inflation.
Okay, how about 55? We'll go with 55. So it's a special.
Now you're just giving shit away.
So it's a special.
Now you're just giving shit away.
Just until the end of February, $5, 55 words, my choice of order.
Wow. 55 words, people.
55 words. That's a whole, 12 seconds worth of talking.
If you pay now, I'll say 7.
Wow.
I'll say 7 of those words.
Okay, so I'm on the hook for 48. You're on the hook for 7.
Yeah. Just to show that we will go the extra mile for you, I will say 7, which is more than I usually put together in order.
We call that podcast Mad Libs.
Yeah. Yeah. So randomly every, 6 words?
Yeah.
I will say a word.
He'll interject.
And
yeah.
Random word.
Yeah.
So for $5, people.
$5.
$5.
That's it. We're selling our souls for $5.
You could
folks.
totally spend that money on more important things, but you could also spend it on 55 words, 7 of which are said by me, 48 by Phil.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a better value.
There's no better value in the podcast game.
No,
right now.
no. In the terms of speaking, of the spoken word, that is huge. Get a hold of Henry Rollins and find out what it costs for him to say 55
he charges,
words.
and
he's going to say all of them himself.
That would be that'd be like $5,000 with Henry Rollins.
Yeah. So and like I say, he's going to say them all himself.
He doesn't even get out of bed for $1,000.
No.
As well he shouldn't. He's a legend.
Yeah.
The Black
But you
Flag
can
days?
have us say words for a lot less than you can get Henry Rollins to say words for.
And think about this. That's going to be out there forever. And we're going to be very famous someday.
Yeah.
So you can always play that back. It could be a party favor. Kind of like, for $5, Adam and I will record your outgoing message for your voicemail, too.
Yeah. 55 words or less, of course.
Yes. 55 words or less, yeah.
I don't want to be on the hook for like a 3-minute voicemail message that actually says something.
Yeah. No, we don't want anything of substance. No.
Yeah. No, and your voicemail will be 55 random words of our choosing.
Yeah. Be like phone call, message, boop, beep, boop, warp, warp.
Yeah.
Channel 9 News.
Channel 9 News, Raymond Santiago.
P&A Podcast Express.
Yes. Over and over and over. I like it.
I like it. It's you've got to take chances sometimes.
It says volumes about exactly what our podcast is about.
Nothing. I'm glad Roy Orbison has joined us, though.
I am too. I was. You were surprised to see him.
We've managed to conjure up the spirit of Roy Orbison here tonight for this episode. He is so happy that we have brought awareness to the bovosphere problem.
Well, it must be the Ouija board.
Yeah. Well, that helped.
Yeah. I thought I saw it spell out stop.
Yeah.
But,
You didn't see the don't before that.
Oh,
though.
okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
It spelled out don't, and I thought it said donut, and then he said stop, and I'm like, donut stop. No, don't stop. Okay.
Although donut stop doesn't sound bad either.
That sounds like a great store.
We haven't spoken of it, but did you get a punchki?
Of course. What do I look like? A not Polish person?
Well, I'm not, but I definitely partake in the punchki.
I had a blueberry one this year.
So did I.
Yeah, nice.
Where'd you get it? Scott's Quick Stop?
I don't know where the person that brought him to work got them from. I didn't look.
They had blueberry ones at Scott's Quick Stop, and I was like, lemon is usually my go-to.
Blueberry's good.
Then I'm like, blueberry. And it was nice and stuffed.
Get in my belly.
Yeah.
So one of the worst Fat Tuesdays I ever had in my life was I was working at the medical supply place in Sandusky with, actually Mickey was working there at the time too, and they brought in a bunch of punchkis, and I was probably like 19 or 20 years old. I ate 7 of them. I've never felt worse in my life. Oh my God!
How the hell did you get 7 punchkis?
I just ate 7 of them in like an hour and a half span, and let me tell you, about 3 hours later, there was just this Polish knot in my belly.
Well, yeah, one can kind of do that to me.
And I really needed 3 things. I needed to drink a lot of water. I needed to take a huge dump, and I needed not to eat 7 punchkis.
So the best Fat Tuesday I had, I was working at the music store in Sandusky, and I went through. I had to go to Almont, and I stopped in Almont at the Almont Bakery at like 8 in the morning ish.
Yeah.
And it was right after I dropped everything off at the school because they had to have it before school started. I go in there, and their punchkis were more like a calzone. They were just gigantic. And
calzones are underrated.
they are.
But anyway, go ahead.
So I get this thing, and I mean, it's like a damn pie.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It was so good. I got a custard filled one.
Yep.
And it was just absolutely phenomenal. And that was one that actually gave me a bellyache because I ate the whole thing. It was so good. I just sat there in the parking lot and ate it. And I took a bite, and the custard is like oozing out of it. And I'm just like, oh, this is so good.
I just picture Homer Simpson drooling.
Donut.
That is all a punchki is, really, is just a Polish donut. But they're different. They're a little different. They have more of a different texture on the outside than your standard donut.
Yeah.
So
And these were like heavily glazed as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, I couldn't stop anywhere else on the way home. I had glaze all down the front of me because it was still warm.
Sounds like my last 3 sexual experiences.
Yeah. Except
That's a joke.
except I enjoyed these.
Well, no one enjoyed mine, so there we go.
Oh, boy. That went from a beautiful story to whatever the hell you turned it into, right?
It's always tragic. My shenanigans are always sad and tragic.
Oh,
Yes.
it's a
Just a pint this time, please. Do we want another pitcher? Or are we gonna
no. I do not need to.
He's
partake in
got to produce a podcast.
that. Yeah, and function tomorrow.
Oh. Yeah,
I have to drive home.
Yeah, I know. We're good. We always don't take chances. We
No,
make good
no.
choices.
We do.
After the podcast, Adam's probably going to finish that one up, and then he'll have about 3 glasses of water, and then we'll bullshit about the podcast. And actually, we could probably do our podcast after dark, like we've talked about, or post whatever, where we could just record our random bullshit musings, and you'd probably have to cut it because not all of it's good. We can't always be on point. Thank you. Can't always be on point like we always are when we do the podcast, but
We don't. By rule, we don't edit anything because
we don't.
if I had to go back and edit stuff, then that becomes work. And this is an escape from everything. From everything else that goes on in the world, this is our escape.
So for those of the audiophiles out there, you can tell we do not edit anything that we do. We do this and we don't cut anything. We bring you pure, unfiltered, unlike a lot of other podcasts. Other podcasts, when I say produce, it's basically Adam hitting play and hitting stop and making sure that all the levels are good. That's it. That's it. He doesn't cut anything.
And sometimes
he doesn't
I'm not
edit.
even good at that.
Yeah, well, yeah, mediocre at best, but it's good.
Right.
Well, you're the best podcast producer in Sanilac County, though.
I would say that's probably accurate.
Yeah.
I know I'm the best unfiltered. The most I've ever done is gone through and put compression on,
Yeah.
which is literally one click of a button, just to bring up the levels a little bit if we've been a little low. But the fun of this is the rawness of it to me. Just the
We don't do. Yeah, we never cut. We have not cut anything.
we have not
ever?
cut anything. We've not gone back and added anything.
No.
We've not. I literally drag and drop our intro and outro, and
that's it.
The rest of it is all organic and just a lot of fun. I mean,
It's great fun.
if we didn't do it this way, I don't think we'd still be with it.
I don't think it would be fun. No, if we had to do so many like post edits and everything, I don't think it would be that fantastic. And we bring it to you, like I said, unfiltered, unabridged,
Unpaid.
unwanted. We bring it all to you.
Yeah, we're the of podcasts. We're the unpodcast.
That's a great slogan.
It is.
We're the unpodcast.
The unpodcast about nothing.
I mean, there's times when I listen to our podcast, and I know that I'm not and I'm not trying to get too whatever here, but you use a certain voice that you don't use every day when you're doing broadcast. You try to get a little more bass, a little more from the
Right.
from deep down. And there's times when I'm sounding way too much like myself and too high for the podcast, but I let it fly anyway.
Well, yeah.
I'm not that vain or a narcissist like my boss is that I would say I can't stand the way I sound. I bring
Damn
that
it,
to
Brad.
you. Yeah.
Damn it, Brad.
Bad Brad. So Because there's times when you can tell I use the voice, or you incorporate some vocal fry every once in a while, and just things like that. There's certain techniques you can use when broadcasting.
Right.
We let it fly on this thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not like I go into the super broadcaster voice coming
This
to
is
you live from the downtown Deckerville West End Silver Tavern.
Coming to you live from the wrong side of the tracks.
Yes. Yes, Phil, great observation.
Toodaloo.
We know a guy who kind of
Yeah.
pushes his voice a little like that.
I'm the backup PA announcer for the Detroit Tigers.
And now, stepping in for the Detroit Tigers backup PA announcer.
I appreciate that. I don't know. Probably only like 4 people that listen will know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, that was for a very, very small amount of people, but you're welcome.
Yes.
Those people are going to find it hilarious. Those who don't, do some research.
Yeah.
Expand your horizons. Don't rely on us to spoon feed you things like we did about the Bovosphere.
I know. We cannot spoon feed our listeners all of the knowledge we're trying to download onto their brains. We do our best, but on that one, a little bit, a rudimentary Google search will tell you who we're talking about.
Yes. You probably have picked up that you could Google something like backup Detroit Tigers PA announcer.
Yeah.
Not broadcast announcer, PA announcer
PA.
for an empty stadium.
Now
Did I say
betting. Clean up. Cecil Fielder.
No.
And his ass.
Betting. I honestly think he adds in his own echoes, too.
I think he does, too.
That probably happens in the shower. You
I
do
think he
certain
just-
things in the shower, he does other things.
I'm jerking off in the shower. He's adding echo.
No, I'm pretty sure he's also jerking off
While
he's
he's
doing
echoing.
that. No, betting. Miguel Cabrera, Rera.
He's the only human that jacks off with an echo.
Yeah. To his own echo.
Even his cock has got an echo. I'm glad you added that.
Oh, boy.
No, Jesus, did my cock stutter?
Oh, that's a pretty good thing to throw out somebody. You cock stutterer.
You cock stutterer.
That
Wait,
just
what?
sounds awful.
There's great times when you can throw out insults to people and they have no idea what's going on, and it makes them pause, and they're like, what the fuck did you just say to me? Cock stutterer.
I wish I could remember. I had a friend of mine do that to somebody at a bar one time, and it was just he threw out a nonsensical phrase.
Yeah.
And it was a guy we didn't know.
Yeah.
But the guy got so pissed.
Yeah.
And I wish I could remember the phrase, because if I was able to tell you, you would just be like, how would you ever get mad about that?
You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wow. Genius.
Yeah.
Genius. Real man of genius.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. I have a story for one time. It just came to me, speaking of such types. Where are we at? We're at almost 20 minutes, aren't we?
We're at 28.
Holy shit balls. Well, you're getting an extended quick trip tonight.
This is the slightly slower trip. The roads are bad trip.
Yeah, this is the roads are a little icy, take your time quick trip here.
Yeah.
This isn't the you're going to the store for a pack of cigs quick trip. So.
If it ends right here, you know we edited it. After telling you we don't.
Yes, we did not edit this.
We did not.
So anyway, we were in Caseville, and it was one of the big weekends when we played in the basketball tournament up there, the 3-on-3, back when they were such a thing. And actually, it was there with Mickey, and Turbo was there, and all the usual suspects, Haas and everybody. And we were at a bar the night before we were going to play basketball, and there was this one dude who was just drunk off his ass, and he was picking on one of the smaller people in our crew. And because he was hanging out right in the middle of the walkway, sitting on this stool, and you couldn't help but bump him on the way by because it was hard to get by him. Well, one of our short in stature friends walked by him and bumped him, and he stood up and got right in his face and was yelling. And I noticed that this guy, every time it would happen, he'd smack right back down, like plop back down onto this bar stool. So I watch, and this happens twice with 2 other people. So the next time he's standing up, berating somebody for bumping him, I took the salt shaker and put it right smack dab in the middle of his stool. And he went, and he let out one of the most horrific screams I've ever heard in my life.
Of pain or pleasure?
Both.
Oh, well.
Pleasure derived from pain.
The question had to be asked.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you moved the stool, which would have been equally as funny.
But that was for Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of figured when you said one of our smaller friends that
Yeah.
it would be Lance.
But that was for Lance, because Lance was upset about it, and I said, don't worry, Lance, I got your back.
Yeah. Did he
Get
get a good chuckle out of it?
He thought it was one of the greatest things he's ever seen. And I would have just sicked Haas on him, but Haas had already passed out in the tent.
So real quick before we wrap this up,
Yeah.
I got a good story, and I don't think I've told this on the podcast before, but we had one friend of ours, Turbo, that
Yeah.
he was sniffing around a girl from Harbor Beach.
Oh,
So it was her graduation party, and this is like the year after we graduated.
right.
So a bunch of us go up there, and we go to the graduation party, and me and another guy are just starving.
Yeah.
Right. So
Food-wise,
I'm like,
not for ladies. Okay,
yeah.
food-wise.
I'm like, let's go get some food. He's like, yeah. So we go get some food, and we sit down at a table, and we're eating, and we're kind of looking around. I'm like, and Turbo comes up to us. He's like, I don't think this is the right graduation party. And so we're sitting there trying to eat as fast as we can, and this guy comes up, and he's like, excuse me, but do you know my daughter? And no kidding,
Excuse me.
this
Episode
other
2.
this other friend of ours that
Yeah.
is sitting there, he looks at him and goes, "Times are hard, man.
Times are hard, man.
Times are hard, man. It's that damn Governor Angler." Not to date myself as far as
Right.
what
But did the guy just shake his head? And, all right.
the guy said, "Finish your food and get out of here," and we did.
That's awesome. Times are hard, man. It's
But-
that damn Governor Angler.
The look on our face when Travis walks up and he's like, "This isn't the this isn't right."
That's fucking fantastic.
And we're just like, "Oh shit!" We just sat down with a big plate of food, so we're literally trying to shovel it away. And I mean,
Right.
it was a mound.
and it was probably good food.
Oh, it was. It
Man,
was.
back in the 90s, graduation open houses were lit with food. man.
Oh yeah. This was like the mastacholi.
Because everybody tried to outdo each other.
They had really good fried chicken from somewhere.
Oh, God.
And they had the big square plates, and I'm not kidding. We mounded that thing,
Right.
both of us. And we're just sitting there. I had like 3 pieces of chicken.
You know-
3 thighs on my plate, and just
Them old thick thighs.
Yeah.
I just would love to hear the story from that dude's perspective. He's like, these fuckers came here and didn't even know my daughter. And
these douchebags. They're eating
yeah,
up my,
these
eating up my
douchebags.
food.
My Master Choli.
Yeah. My grandma made some mastacholi, and then
It was
they're over
one.
there eating it.
And they're the ones, they took the last of the big old pan of Master Choli.
Yeah, they're using the Parmesan. They use it all up. None left for nobody else.
And then he violated the rule. It's 2 thighs are the limit. 2. You got a pair of them. You take 2, not 3.
Yeah, you take 3. There's a chicken limping somewhere.
That's the dark meat. That's what everybody
yeah,
wants.
and you don't want that chicken limping around.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we've devolved once again.
Yeah, so we should probably wrap this up.
So we
with
digress.
this is almost 2 quick trips.
You're welcome.
You are welcome.
Bonus time tonight because
Yeah.
we really got loaded up. Well, normally we have a time constraint because we have to get to bowling, but tonight we don't have to get to
We
bowling.
did not have that, and it showed.
Yeah, it really did. So this is what you get, folks. This is what you get. You mess with the bull, you receive the horns.
I'm not sure that that's the same thing as what happened here, but,
You could
If-
get shot in the nutsack with a BB gun.
that's true, too.
Or
That's
shot
true,
by
too.
a German as your paratrooper.
Or plop down on a salt shaker, whatever.
Or end up in the Bovasphere.
Yeah,
Or have Roy Orbison join me.
yeah.
All right.
All of these things are possible. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I am Adam Filkins. He, as always, is Phil Nickel, and he will remind you, too,
Make good choices.